Do mine eyes deceive me? Hi, everybody. Welcome to DG360. If you're a fan, please press the like button. I shouldn't have to tell you to do that. Shame on you. I'm looking at this title right now. Elite Dangerous versus Star Citizen. Your time to answer. Is this a real video? Is this an actual real video? We already know RIP Elite Dangerous. One of my favorite games of all time. So you trolls that come in here and you think I'm just ripping on Elite Dangerous because I think it's fun and I'm a Star Citizen fanboy, you guys are completely fucking wrong. Just wrong. I've played Elite Dangerous, probably over 1,000 hours of Elite Dangerous, man. I've got a series on the channel that teaches people how to PvP called Bringing the Dangerous. I was a big fan of bringing danger into a space game. Imagine that, when everybody was all elite and no dangerous. And for the past 3 years, 4 years, I've been calling Elite Dangerous erectile dysfunction, and rightly so, because it needed a healthy dose of Viagra, and it didn't get it. And now it's dead. And I announced long before anyone else was that it was dying and that it was dead. And in fact, Elite Dangerous sadly is dead. And I am not happy about that. So I want to make that very clear before I start this video. I also want to say that right now, to see a title like this, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't even know why this question is being asked right now. And I'm not saying that because I'm putting out Star Citizen content at all, because I have plenty other content on the channel. I'm not relying on Star Citizen content. I just think it's a ridiculous question to ask people. I think people that would choose Elite Dangerous over Star Citizen don't understand the environment that they're in. I don't think they understand that David Robbins basically abandoned ship and the people left are running around like chickens without their heads. And you know what? I'm sad. I am sad about that. That does not make me happy to say that. So let's see about this video and I mean, my thing is obviously it's Star Citizen, but let's go.
Which game is best, Elite Dangerous or Star Citizen? I've lost track of how many times I've been asked that exact question during my live streams. And my answer has always been the same, that it depends. If I feel like I want to go out and salvage a derelict ship or explore through the wreckage for a lost crew member or a valuable package, Star Citizen absolutely has the best gameplay there. On the other hand, if I want to go out and explore the depth of...
Look at this engine. Look how old this engine is. Are you kidding me? Look at what I'm looking at here. I don't know what you're looking at to say that this game is in any way superior to Star Citizen in terms of looks. In terms of physics, in terms of flight experience, yes. Elite Dangerous, I like the flight experience in Elite Dangerous. I've always liked the flight experience. Two things I like about Elite Dangerous: the flight experience, and I like the audio is... The audio is superb. I love the audio.
Space and boldly go where no one has gone before. Elite is mild.
Boldly go where nobody has gone before. There's all these systems stretched out, billions of systems. It's admirable that Elite Dangerous did this. It's admirable that they made all these systems, but the design of it completely stretched out the player base to the point where you don't really see anybody in the game and you're just space trucking A to B and you don't have any like dynamic issues happen. People say, well, it's not an MMO, DG. It's not an MMO. It would have been better if it had been designed in a manner where it was more of a sandbox and less of a boom, 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 hop into system to system with a crazy 100 plus warp jumping around the system, billions of systems to get where you want to go to deliver a package. I mean, come on. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that that's bad game design. It just does not take a genius.
Ahead of Star Citizen. Today, I'm doing something different. I'm going to ask you guys.
That one system of Stanton offers more gameplay than the entirety of all those systems combined, man, in terms of dynamic experiences, in terms of the unexpected happening. And that's why every Elite Dangerous, I'd say 90% of Elite Dangerous commanders, this is where we disagree. This is where they disagree with me. This is where they get mad with me. Because first they say, DG, this isn't an MMO experience, so STFU. Okay, all right, I'll let you have that one. Okay, then you get into this and you start talking to yourself like, look at how dated everything looks in Elite Dangerous compared to Star Citizen. And then you get into the argument of, well, at least Elite Dangerous is more stable than Star Citizen. Okay, all right. But you got a development team that doesn't know what's going on right now. In Frontier Development, I mean, they're all over the board right now. And in terms of focus, I feel like Cloud Imperium's at least being transparent and showing us what's up inside the company, where they're at. And yes, the game's in an alpha format, but I have a lot more fun in Star Citizen than I do Elite Dangerous, even with the bugs, period.
Yes. Which game you think is best?
This is a dumb question to me.
Now, the way I'm going to ask you is actually to go and look up search volume history. And we're going to use a site here called Google Trends. This is obviously a tool provided by Google. They're both down right now. Go in and
I'll tell you what, views on the channel for Star Citizen are down right now. They're down right now because they had 318 to 319 was just like a buggy mess. One of the worst transitions of all time since the creation, since this journey, man. And the experiences were bad. The views are bad right now. Right now, they're hitting a dry season. They're doing sales. They're pumping out ships with Star Citizen. But like, yes, the experiences have been bad, which is why Cloud Imperium's creating the new game modes, and they're trying to take people and satiate them with better experiences with the new game modes, with Arena Commander, and they're trying to get people into those experiences so that they can keep player retention. That's pretty much what's happening. But in terms of like this, the social score, you're not seeing a lot right now because people are getting over the rage of everything that they experienced with 318 and 319.
You can basically put in a search term, anything you want, really. Like put in Elite Dangerous and
you knew I would go beast mode the second I saw Elite Dangerous.
Chosen Google here, or sorry, YouTube up here. It could be normal web searches, image searches, those kind of things, and you can also bike geography or time. And I've set it here to like 2013 up to and including 2018 because I wanted to go and take a look at the first beginning of the games, the two games, and see how they kind of stack up against each other. Now, as we can see here, Star Citizen in red kind of got a head start on Elite, which makes sense. So while the two games had a very similar birth, both being Kickstarters, successful Kickstarters, Star Citizen had its first playable version of the game where you could actually go in and install a client on your computer and play it. You could argue how much of a game.
Why is he going to 2018? Why is he only going up to 2018 on this? Why isn't he going to current date?
It was back then. But that came out in August of 2013. So here, so that we can see, this is of course where why Star Citizen got this early lead on Elite. But when we go forward here to December 2014, we have the launch of Elite Dangerous, and we can see it spikes up, and very, very quickly after the launch, pretty much exactly after the launch, Elite and Star Citizen is kind of trading blows, and one game gets an update, and then that one spikes, and then the other one gets an update.
I don't watch any of these before, dude. I watch like 2 or 3 seconds to see if they're interesting.
At the same time, so
I don't watch them.
Update comes
other
out
than
for
just
one.
the first 2 or 3 seconds.
A lot of
want to put it on the show.
They look for what alternatives are. They kind of share a similar fate at this point in time. There's a big dip here. Around August 17.
Yeah, and Finger says, notice both curves track parallel, so it's more about the use of YouTube rather than comparative analysis. And I would somewhat agree with that, other than the fact that the amount of the user base on Google is fucking huge. So you're talking about searches just on the platform altogether. So there might be some validity to it, Fingers, but I get where you're coming from, bro.
Not really sure what that cost. There is a note here from Google saying that they changed the way they collected data, so I think that's what's causing it.
I feel like the video is completely constructed to bring in people. It's like an Elite Dangerous versus Star Citizen, or it's like a Star Citizen versus Star Atlas, or like it's a Starfield versus Star Citizen. I feel like when content creators do this type of content, they're not truly like comparing it. They're just doing it for the views on their channel and to bring people in for subscribers. And then, of course, I react to it and I do the same thing. Talked about this last night. You know, self-criticism, Pepe, right? It's fair. It's a fair thing to do. I just think make things a lot more entertaining.
I'm in a fountain.
I tend to. My narcissism button is correct. I tend to make things more entertaining.
Change something in the way they determine searches that caused this dip, but otherwise I can't really figure out what exactly happened there. And now, in case you're wondering, No Man's Sky survival game, there we go. We can see there's the launch of...
Okay, but can I ask a question? And if anybody in chat knows the answer, anybody on YouTube watching the highlight knows this answer, I'm not quite sure why he only went to December 31st, 2018. Is there a reason for it? Is he going to show us more like the past fucking 5 years? Like, I'm not quite sure why he's stopping it there.
Of No Man's Sky. And if you know No Man's Sky, you will know that it had a very rough start. And this is very obvious, where you can see there is like a relatively decent amount of interest in it. We have this massive spike that just disappears right away. And after that, it just falls down to the level of the two other games, despite the interest
What's
at
up,
launch
Odysseus? Welcome
being
back, dude.
magnitudes larger. We can see the
What's
launch
up,
of
Aries? How you doing, bro? Welcome
compared
home.
to the No Man's Sky launch. The interest at launch was massive for No Man's Sky, but it very quickly like completely dumped. Now, if we move forward in time from the beginning of 2019 up until the end of 2020, we can again see Star Citizen and
Odyssey.
Elite Dangerous kind of trading blows back and forth. Big update for Star Citizen here, and that generated a lot of interest in it. Then Elite comes out with an update, and things kind of go back and forth. One game comes with an update,
and then Star Citizen probably blows it out of the water.
The other comes with an update that peaks. They're kind of trading blows at this point in time. Now, I want to move forward to 2021 because something interesting happens here. We can see that Elite Dangerous comes into 2021 very, very strong. With the anticipation of this new massive update, Odyssey, coming out this year, there is a large amount of interest in the game.
Probably,
we can
Hugh,
see
probably,
the spike
dude.
happening
You're
here
right.
around the first playable alpha test of the Odyssey update, which again wasn't super well received, and it kind of dies out. People don't really pay much attention to the remainder of the alpha tests. There was the initial spike, but I think people basically just waiting at this point for the launch of this Odyssey update for Elite, which we get here in May, and we can see what happens after that. Well,
that's about the time I announced the death, right there. Right before Odyssey, I said this game's going to die. It comes out. I thought it was horrible. A lot of other people disagreed with me. A lot of other people said, no, what are you talking about, DG? Like, hey, like Odyssey's great. And I said, are you guys fucking joking me? This is a mess, you know? And then, boom, you see the huge spike right here. You see it right over here. And then right after Odyssey, like a fucking suck vacuum coming down here. Like it just dies right after Odyssey.
Nice baseline sitting up here. After the launch of Odyssey, the interest rates in Elite just tanked. Like, it went down to
I don't even
way
understand
below
why
the
people are
levels that we
comparing
saw
Starfield
before
to Star
Odyssey.
Citizen.
And an interesting thing is, note here how you have a delayed peak on Star Citizen here, indicating what I think is happening here is Odyssey comes out, it's poorly received, people get super mad at Frontier and at Elite Dangerous, and just then they begin to look in other directions. And that just takes, each dot here is a week, right? It just takes a week before people begin to migrate. And this is the initial, I think, migration we see
1 week
away from Elite.
And everybody sucked from an Odyssey into Star Citizen. So thank you very much. Hi, Commanders. Listen, you know, people want to hate on me because they think I hate Elite Dangerous. You know, I said this at the very beginning of this highlight. I do not. I hate the direction it took, right? I was rooting for the game, man. I'm not the only one. You see it right here in the chart. Everybody just leaves after Odyssey and sucks right into Star Citizen's numbers. Like, you can see it there as clear as day on the chart where the red line interacts with the blue line, and then there's a complete surplus of people coming into Star Citizen, or the interest swells. As Elite Dangerous, the blue line starts to die, like right here at this point, which looks sometime, when was Odyssey? It was like right in around May, June. I'd say somewhere in June, July, sometime around the June area is when it just intersects. And then you see Star Citizen just, bye-bye, Elite Dangerous, bye-bye.
Dangerous over towards Star Citizen. And also noticed, while these two games have been
what 22 and 23 are.
Closed, at this point, this is the turning point where Star Citizen really begins to pull away from Elite Dangerous in terms of pure search volume on YouTube. Remember, we're still just looking search volumes on YouTube, but the interest in Star Citizen begins to pull away from Elite Dangerous after this point in time. While all this is happening, No Man's Sky is just doing what No Man's Sky does. You have your regular updates there.
They're pretty consistent. Sean's been doing a good job with NMS.
I just extended the graph again. We still have 2021 here, and extended it all the way out until today, where again we can see that alpha launch of Odyssey. We can see the full release.
just blowing it out of the water. Just blowing it out of the water right now, man. It's making Elite Dangerous look like a fool at this point, man. And I said it from the very beginning. You cannot fight it. You can't fight it. It's one simple ingredient. It's about fun. Period. It's about fun. It's about listening to the gamer base. It's about the connection between the developer and the gamer. It always will be. It always has been, especially in crowdfunded type games. We are taking money directly from gamers. It's all about the connection. It's all about being transparent. All the things that Cloud Imperium are doing, except giving us the physics that we want and the server meshing. What, Pepe? All right, I think, listen, let's get to the next one. We know this story. We know this story.